Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm making a quick video on Palantir, and spoiler alert, it was profitable. But a lot of you have been asking me, hey, Mark, what'd you end up doing with the Palantir? Well, I ended up closing the account, so I had to kind of get out of it a lot before, way before I wanted to, right? But I'm gonna, in the interest of transparency, just to show you what I got going on in the account, I'm gonna show you how even when a stock goes way up, you still make money. So a lot of you are still stuck in the old ways of thinking about covered calls, that you want it to close below your strike price. Don't think that way, because you're losing money. You want it to be above your strike price when it expires or it gets close to expiration, because you make your maximum profit. By the way, apologies if there's lousy video. I'm sitting on an island in Greece. I just got here yesterday, and it's really windy. Right now, I think I got it figured out, so it's kind of quiet. But I figured it's better to get you more information than worry about the quality of the audio. Anyway, so bear with me. This is a little bit more advanced video, but it also is going to talk to you about how when a stock is sprinting higher, because this is a lot of questions I get in the comments. When the stock is sprinting higher, aren't you losing money, Mark? Aren't you? No, you're not, and I'm going to show you why. So here we go. We start this out by talking about the base position. Now, you could buy the stock. I bought the synthetic, which is a deep in the money call. I try to buy it with a really high delta, 80 or 90 or something like that, so that it mimics the stock. I want the stock to go higher, and if it's mimicking the stock, that means I'm making money because I'm long. It's a bullish position. Covered calls are bullish, regardless of what you've been taught or what you may think. All right. So we started this position April 16th, and I bought some Palantir. I bought 20 contracts, and I said, I think I want another 10 contracts. There's that wind again. Sorry about that. And so I ended up spending about $136,000 there, right? And I ended up closing that position, just 15 days later. And it was already sprinting higher, which is great because I made, now I sold the position, the base position for $190,000. Yay, go me. Cool. That's what happens when you get in a stock that's taking off. Don't forget about your base position going up. You want your base position to go up, right? That's what you want. I know your call's going up against you, but your base position's going up too, and a lot of you forget about that. You get focused on the short call. Let's keep going. So then that same day I turned around and I bought another 30 contracts, but I bought them a little closer. These were October's. I bought these in July. Now we're still kind of at the beginning of May here, end of April. And I rolled up from 55 to 90. So the stock was going up, right? So I needed to raise a little cash in my position. So that's why I rolled up a little closer to the money. So now instead of costing me $135,000, it only cost me $96,000, right? And then I had to sell those because I closed the account. I'm not going to get into why I closed the account with Schwab on this thing, but just suffice it to say, I had a poor customer experience. We'll just leave it at that. And I'll probably make a video on it because I think you should kind of know. I'm not going to get into talking crap about people and companies, but I want you to know so that if any of these things come up, you can kind of look to avoid them. And I've alluded to them in the past. But anyway, so I sold those on the 30th. And you could see the stock, a month later was way up, up another 20-something dollars or so. And so I sold those base positions for $117,940. And then I was planning on rolling up on May 30th. And I did that, bought another 30, and I bought the 115s. You could see I'm only in it for $56,000 now. But I had to sell and close the account, blah, blah, blah. And I still eked out a little bit of a profit there. So all told, on the base position, that's the deep in the money synthetic call on Palantir, I made $77,000 on this position, right? And you remember what I started with, $136,000. But the picture's not complete, right? Because we had a non-base position, the short position. I call it the top position. You call it whatever you want. We ended up buying this stock right around in here on April 16th. And you can see it went down for 4 days, and then boom, it sprinted higher. And a lot of you in the comments are like, Mark, what if it sprints higher? Aren't you losing money? Because your short call is going against you. Don't forget about your base position going for you. Let's go through the non-base. So April 16th, I did the 87 calls. They were deep in the money at that time. And I got 786 for those, right? Those were expiring on May 2nd. And so I got that kind of money for him, but the stock was sprinting higher. So 12 days later, the stock sprinted higher, and it cost me $48,000 in working capital to buy up. But I got juice. Don't forget about the juice. The juice is that external money come into the account. So I'm on this beautiful Greek island right now, and I watched all the ships come in yesterday, and I went to a restaurant, and I thought, Without the ships coming in, the restaurant doesn't really make much money. So it needs that external energy. It needs me coming off the ship to buy food at the restaurant. That's the external energy. That's like the people that buy the calls from us, right? We sell them the calls, we get the juice. That's our external energy coming into our account. Otherwise, that we just sit there and look at the stock. Yeah, it might go up, but we have to guess that it's going up. I guessed right in this case. Cool. All right, so it cost me $48,000 out of working capital, or $71,000, and I netted $48,000 on the position. Turned around same day, sold the April 25th, right? 9 days out. 30 of those I picked up $720, right? And then it's actually dropped a little bit, so I made $8,000 on that trade, right? Okay, then the April 28th, 51,000, but the stock was sprinting higher. It cost me 72,000 in working capital. You're getting the picture. Same day I turned around. So I roll my positions. I don't get called away. I don't get assigned on these positions. I just roll them. And when I rolled them, I made $1,000 on this one. Don't forget about your base position went up. So that's kind of cool. And then May 23rd, I got 706, and I bought those back for 940. That cost me $7,000 in working capital. And then finally, I was continuing this trade on the 30th. I bought those, and then I closed the account. So I lost $129, just a couple hours later, because the account was being closed, and I was going to zero here and zeroing out the position. So how do we net all this out? So remember, we started here. The stock was, I don't know. I can't remember, and I don't see what the price is because I don't have my glasses on, but like $80 or whatever, $90, something like that. And the stock dipped, and it ran all the way up here to whatever it is now, or whatever it was on the 30th of May. Anyway, bottom line is you get it. It's upward. It's a big upward trajectory, and I was using working capital to roll this up. Where was I getting it? I was selling the base and rolling it higher. So it's not like I was really coming out of pocket too much. In fact, you saw me going down from 136,000 to 96,000 to 56,000 as the cost of the position. Am I talking too much? Yeah, but some of you who are following me, you advanced people, you're getting it, right? So base position, I gained 77,000 on these non-base positions, the top positions, the short ones. There's that wind again, sorry. I ended up giving up 67,000 in that. But the juice is in there. Remember, I collect the juice in that, and that helped me kind of hang in there and roll up higher. This trade ended a little bit prematurely, but still, I made $9,000. Now, you can do the metric however you want. Mark, did you make $9,000 in 6 weeks on $136,000? Did you make $9,000 in 6 weeks on $96,000? Did you make $9,200 in 6 weeks on $56,000? Whatever the math is that you want to use, the bottom line is this is positive. It's green. And in 6 weeks, are you making $9,000? Yeah, I was going to make a little bit more, but I was very conservative on this trade. Why? Well, frankly, I've seen Palantir go down really fast too. And so I try to be in the money. And so I could have been at the money, and then if the stock came back down, I would have been subject to something called the whipsaw, okay? So a lot of people are wondering what the whipsaw is. So let me explain the whipsaw. If the stock goes up, you have to spend that working capital, right? This working capital here in your non-base position to buy higher. Well, that comes out of your working capital. Every business needs working capital, right? So this is a business. I hope you treat it like one. And so if you have to spend money out of your working capital, it's part of the cost of doing business. But if you have to do that too much, it raises your basis in your stock, lowering your return on investment. Does that make sense? Like it raises your denominator. So I don't want to get caught in the whipsaw. I don't want to have to roll up because the stock went up and then the stock goes back down and then I sell calls again and then it goes back up and I have to roll up again. Now I start to really dip into a lot of working capital. Yes, I dipped into working capital here, but I gave myself some cushion such that even if it came back down, it didn't go down below my strike price. And if it didn't go down below my strike price, I wasn't having to come out of pocket to roll up over my strike price, if that makes sense, okay? So I kind of think of the whipsaw bucket as its own separate bucket. If I got to roll up, I want to fill that bucket back up with whipsaw money that I get from the in-the-money amount when it comes back down. Anyway, I don't want to get too complicated on it. The bottom line is I want to teach a couple things with this video. Number one, you want your stock to go higher, right? Covered calls are a bullish strategy. If the stock is going higher, your base position is going higher. You don't want it to go down so you don't get assigned your calls. You don't want that. Number two, notice in 6 weeks, I never got assigned because I kept rolling every single week. That's part of my strategy. I buy an asset and I sell calls against it, like that port that brings in those customers right to that restaurant. So if I keep getting to do that, I keep getting to bring in extra money. Does that make sense? So, and do I get assigned? You see that I don't get assigned. So when you put all this stuff together, it's the juice that is the outside money. It's the stock went up and I was profitable and I got taken out of this short. And by the way, this is part of, I'm not showing you all the trades on Palantir because there's a bunch of put trades that I use on a strategy called the juice lever strategy, which I'm really excited about, but it's beyond the scope of this. It's a bunch of puts layered into what I'm doing to protect you on both the upside and the downside. But I pulled those out of here because a lot of you started watching this Palantir as a covered call strategy. So I don't want to get too complicated on the put side. So I stripped out all the puts in it. Okay, that's a separate video. It's a separate strategy. And if you end up, taking one of my courses, then you'll understand what I'm doing on that. But right now, let's just stick to the simple stuff, the covered calls. And you can see, however you want to slice it, when the stock goes up, I make money. Even though a lot of you are taught from somebody else or maybe your own thinking that, oh, your account is going red, you're losing money because the stock's going up. Don't forget about the juice. All right, enough on that. Sorry about those of you who are new to this channel. This is really for those people that started watching the Palantir, were following it and didn't get the final math results. Here are those results for you. I hope that helps, and I'll see you and the rest of you on the next video. Take care. Let me ask you something. Are you tired of losing money in the stock market? Are you tired of watching your portfolio go nowhere while the markets swing up and down? Or maybe you handed your hard-earned money to a financial advisor, hoping they'd help you grow it, only to be disappointed by high fees and underwhelming returns? I get it. I've seen it all. And that's exactly why I created the Cash Flow Machine Elite course, to put the power back in your hands. This isn't just a theory. This is real, in-depth training on how to generate consistent weekly income from your existing portfolio using covered calls, just like the ones you see in my videos, but at a whole other level. Every week, you could be generating hundreds or even thousands of dollars in premium income, enough to easily pay for this course in a matter of weeks. And more importantly, enough to build a life where your money works for you and not the other way around. Let's be clear, this course isn't for everyone. It's not for people looking to get lucky. But if you got a decent sized portfolio and you're ready to stop hoping and start earning, then you owe it to yourself to invest in the knowledge that can change everything. The Elite course is now open. The results speak for themselves. Click on the link below and let's build your cash flow machine together. Hey, it's Mark Yagi, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do that right now. That would be a great favor to me, and plus it helps me get this material out to a lot of other people that might need it. I've got a little bit of a movement going on here, and I want to try to change the world one person at a time, showing them that you can make safe, reliable income from the stock market. And plus it helps to grow the channel a little bit. Also, if you would give me a thumbs up on the video and like it, great. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down, that's cool. But just tell me why you don't like it so I can get better. And then hit the notification bell so you can get these videos as soon as they come out, because a lot of times this is timely information and you want to get that information before it gets stale. The last thing is to join my free Insider Tips newsletter. There's a link below and you get everything in one spot. You get breaking news and analysis also. So that would be great if you could do that too. See you soon.